welcome back to the Elevate Your Life podcast. You guys, we have had so many exciting things take place over here, and one of them is coming up. I cannot wait to share it with you and invite you to our very first Elevate Your Life women's event. If you know me, if you're getting to know me, you know I love bringing women together. I'm all about women empowerment, and nothing fills my heart more and my sole purpose and mission and all of those things than seeing women come together, bringing the community together, hosting people in my house, cooking food for you. It is just in my DNA to host, to gather, to bring together. And I cannot wait to do this with our community that we've been building here in a way that lights us up, brings us together, allows us to expand our network, connect with like-minded individuals, and of course, elevate our tribe. I've partnered with a couple of local businesses, and I'm excited to share that our upcoming event is on Monday, May 20th. If you are in South Florida, I would definitely encourage you to check out the details. They are in the show notes below for you guys to see how it is that you can block off your calendars and join us for the morning for some yoga alongside of some coffee as well. We have a mobile coffee truck. I didn't even know that that was a thing. And they have coffee from Costa Rica alongside of homemade pastries. How freaking cute. And we're doing this at a woman-owned business. It is called The Glam Room. I actually recently went there and got a service done and loved my experience so much, and the story behind the owner and her daughter and all of their things, that I was so excited to collaborate with them and as they are with us. So we have a lot in the works for May 20th and all of the women that are going to be coming. This will be something we do periodically throughout the year. I actually decided to bring this to you guys on a quarterly basis. So if you can't make this one for any reason, we will keep you posted on the date for our next event, which will come following the summer. But before the summer rush, check your calendar and see if you can be there with us on Monday, May 20th. Now, to get into this week's podcast episode, something has been stirring in me, and that is the mindset of the all or nothing mindset. And if you're in a busy season, if you're in a season of, trying to elevate your life, which we all are, of course, but what I mean is if you're trying to grow into the shoes of the goals you've set for yourself, or you're trying to, have a better way that you approach things in your life that gives you different results that you want, so that you can then continue to move that needle forward and progress, right? We don't want to keep finding ourselves stuck in the same mentality, because no matter what, we're going to be faced with the same tasks all the time until we learn how to grow beyond our mindset that keeps us stuck in how we approach these tasks. So this can apply to literally anything and everything, from working out to cleaning your house, to the way you show up as a parent, as a partner, as an employee, as a business owner. Regardless, the mindset we have when showing up, we can either be an extremity of the all or nothing, stuck in perfectionism, or like what I'm going to share later in the episode here is what I like to call getting us motivated to start. So, the all or nothing mindset many of us have because we believe in perfectionism. We believe in doing things right the first time. If you can't finish it, don't start. And if you don't finish it, even after you've started, essentially, you're then considered a failure, or, you are not, performing at 100%. It's literally thinking in extremes. You're either a success or a failure. Your performance was perfect or terrible. You're, not 100%, therefore you're a zero. And that can be very paralyzing to many of us that are perfectionists, that want things to be done, with prestige, organization or detail or timeliness, whatever that looks like for you. But so many times we won't start until we're ready, knowing that if I start this, I have to finish it. Or if I start this, that all or nothing mindset. And so that's never worked for me. It's honestly kept me from doing the things that I need to do or showing up for myself or the commitments that I've made. For example, working out. Although I love to work out and I love the way it makes me feel, we all go through different seasons in life. And I came to a point where, the all or nothing mindset of, for example, like if I didn't sweat in my workout, then it wasn't a good workout. I need to be a hard charger. It needs to be tough. I need to really exert myself in order for it to be considered a good workout. And that's not true. It is 100% not true. Now I have adopted the mentality of showing up and moving my body is good enough. Anything in addition to that is extra, and I can be proud of myself for that. So that is the mental framework we're going to be talking about today, because let's face it, we need to ditch the all or nothing mindset. It is holding us back. It is keeping us from moving the needle forward, and it's not very incentivizing. It's actually pretty detrimental. And if you look this up on Google, all or nothing mindset, it will spit out that it is a cognitive distortion. It is a cognitive distortion to think in extremities. And so with that in mind, let's undistort ourselves, shall we? So, there came a point where, again, I'll use working out as the example because it's just so easy for us to really grasp. And I'm sure you too struggle with, maybe being consistent in this area of your life or finding unique ways to motivate yourself and show up every day or a couple times a week, right? And one of the things that really worked for me was telling myself bite sizes. I've learned that I work really, really well with small incremental goals. Why? Because they are obtainable. And what's obtainable, you naturally want to do and show up for because you can check the box. And along the way, you realize that you have so much more in you to keep going that you're not just going to stop once you reach that first milestone, right? You're going to keep going. And before you know it, you've completed far beyond the initial intention. But the point was to get you started in the first place. So here's what I mean. Instead of telling myself, go run for 30 minutes, that does not sound very appetizing, right? When you're just trying to find some motivation to get your shoes on and get outside to begin with. Instead, I would tell myself, go run for 10 minutes. That's it. Just 10 minutes. And at that point, anyone can run for 10 minutes. I spend 10 minutes scrolling on social media. I spend 10 minutes, getting myself ready in the morning or whatever that looks like. You have 10 minutes and it's quick. It's easy. 5 minutes one way and 5 minutes back the other way. Even quicker, right? So you see how I've broken it down even to a 5-minute milestone. 5 minutes one way, 5 minutes the other way. And what ends up happening is I run 5 minutes and I go, and I've told myself, and this has happened many times, and I tell myself, I don't want to turn back just yet. I just got started. I'm feeling good. I have a lot more in me. Then I run the additional 5 minutes. Now I've reached my goal and I haven't even turned back yet. And I tell myself, okay, do I want to turn back at this point? I've already surpassed my goal, or do I want to keep going? How do I feel? I check in with myself. And this is the part with the all or nothing mindset that eliminates this from the equation. The all or nothing mindset does not take into account how you are feeling. Checking in with yourself. How am I doing? Do I have more in me? Do I need to take a break? Is it time for me to slow down or go back? And this communication within yourself and just taking a minute to honor where are you at will actually surprise you, because you have more in you than you think. But the second you don't honor yourself and you have to push yourself and, you know, and put all this pressure on yourself, you're going to be dragging. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be motivating. And it'll take you probably a lot longer and so much more brain power to complete. And you're not going to reap the benefits because the energy you're putting into it is just simply not there. So that's just one example of how to honor a, I call it the bite-sized mentality, or short-term goals that are incentivizing. You really have to know yourself, right? To know what will move the needle for you to get you motivated to start, right? And then once you reach that first milestone, checking in with yourself, how am I doing? Where am I at? Do I have more in me? I can even apply this to when I clean my house, right? Cleaning is not necessarily fun for me when I have other things on my to-do list. And sure, I can outsource that, and maybe you already do. But let's say you do have to clean your house and it's gotten out of hand and you have one too many rooms now to tackle. It really is the last thing on your mind. But you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to do this one thing. And I'm going to focus on this one section of the house, or this one room, right? Or this one task. And before you know it, you've completed that task, because things take a lot less time sometimes than we think they do. And before you know it, you're now on the second and the third room. Before you know it, just the thought of knowing that you started telling yourself, I'll take care of one thing, and then you end up completing way more things beyond that than you originally thought. It teaches you how much you're actually capable of. But if you started with, I'm going to go clean the whole house, I bet you would have stopped halfway through and then felt disappointed in yourself for not being able to finish it. And again, you can apply this to many different things, even in your professional life, right? So this is what I'm referring to in where are you at right now in your life? What are the things you're trying to overcome? You're trying to elevate yourself from, because James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, and I'm sure he's well known to you as he is to me, he says, we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems and our habits. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're going to fall to the level of your mindset and how you approach things, because how you approach things is what will determine the energy you put into it, and truthfully, how much you're going to absorb out of it. And it comes down to how you feel about yourself afterwards. Because if you feel like crap getting out of a workout, you're never going to do that workout again. If you feel so disappointed in yourself that you can never finish anything, you're never going to start anything. So the mindset you have when you show up to something, and understanding how to check in with yourself and where you're at, what you're capable of, and honoring that. And if you need to stop and you say, I've reached my limit, honor that limit and say, okay, I've done my part for the day, and that feels good. I feel good about myself, and I cannot wait to go back and do it again tomorrow, or finish the second half tomorrow. That is where we want to get to, right? We don't want the stop, go, where you're hindering your growth and you're falling into the patterns of procrastination because you're stuck in the paralyzation of perfectionism, in the all or nothing mindset. Get to the point where you know what will motivate you to start. It gets you excited, and you're able to honor where you're at within the process, whether you checked off the box or exceeded the expectation. The point is that you feel good enough to start again, whatever that thing is, the next day. I'm sending you guys so much love. I can't tell you how much I love being able to share these different ideas and perspectives with you. I hope they are helping you and giving you something to think about as you go about the rest of your day, as you engage in conversation, as you move through life and exceed the realms of your comfort zone, and you approach it in a way that you are just so proud of yourself, that you're choosing your growth, you're choosing to elevate, and it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And there is no greater feeling than to know that you are proud of yourself. To be disappointed in yourself because you made a mistake is one thing, or because you didn't know is one thing. But to be stuck in a perpetual state of this mentality that you believe it is the way to do things, how is that making you feel? Is it making you proud of yourself? Is it lifting your spirits up? Is it making for a comfortable environment for those around you? That's really what it comes down to is sure, you can have a way that you operate. And that's not what I'm saying is wrong. What I'm saying is, how does it make you feel after the fact? That is what's important. It's not making you feel good, excited, motivated, inspired, proud of yourself, accomplished, you feeling, that innate sense of productivity, then maybe it's time to switch up the way you approach things and the mentality you have around the way that you go about doing things. That's what I'm referring to. So with that, guys, I'm sending you so much love. Have an amazing, amazing day. And I will see you here again next week for the Elevate Your Life podcast. Be sure to rate our show, subscribe so you can get in touch for the next episodes when they come out. And of course, leave us a review for how this show has been impacting your life. Talk to you next week. Bye.